Hey everybody, it's Erica Galinas from the Mike McCaddy team at Century 21 Affiliated. I got a market update for everybody in Dyer. It's been busy. A lot of us have been busy. The market's been busy, so I have a couple months to cover. I have the numbers through May, June, and July. I wanted to wait till the end of the month so I can give you updated ones for July as well. So, looking at this, the market is actually pretty stable, and it's changing a little bit. It's keeping its stability, but the types of housing that's selling is a little different than it was, 6 months, a year ago. So what we have in May, so the month of May, we sold 36 units of real estate for a total of $9.9 million. Average sales price, $275,437. Those houses were on the average market days, 50 days. From the day of a listing to when they had a deal. Moving on to June, which is always a little faster, we sold 45 units. People are, getting ready to switch kids out of school and stuff like that. A total of $12.4 million. Average sales price of $277,069. Days on market, 53 days. So actually, basically, for all intents and purposes, about the same as May. So, like I said, stability right there. And then in July, less than May, things were a little bit slower, but I pulled some other numbers. You can kind of see what's going on. But 35 units sold in July for a total of $9.1 million. The average slipped down to $261,306. Houses on the market, 63 days on average. So we kind of have from May, June, and then July kind of dipped a little bit. But I think I might have figured out part of what's going on anyway. So in Dyer now for few years, 5 years, we've had all of this new construction going on. So all the way down, Hart Road, all the way down Calumet. Slowly but surely we've been marching south, from basically the Northgate subdivision down a little more. So all that had been new construction now for about 5 years. 3 to 5 years is basically when it ramped up. Those were keeping our prices nice and high and lots of activity. So while we still have the activity, what's selling now are already built homes. So homes built from, what's the oldest home in Dyer? I don't know, 1887, all the way through, like 2015, 2016, there's a couple of those in there. So in May 2019, of those 36 houses that were sold, only 5 were new construction. In June, out of 45, only 3 were new construction. And in July, 0 were new construction. So a lot of that new construction business that we've been seeing over the past several years is kind of dying down. And we know why. We're basically out of space in Dyer. So, like I said, we started, like 30, Hart Road, Calumet, started moving south. Basically, we are at Cedar Lake on that, the state line side of it, the west side of Dyer. We're at Cedar Lake. So anything else that's going to be built in there new is going to be basically Cedar Lake property. You'll have a little bit east, St. John, that kind of area, a little bit into Sherrville, which seems like Dyer, but it actually is over the state line. Basically, we're out of new construction. For now, there's no telling tomorrow they may come up with another, 25 acres that they're going to put 100 houses on or something. There's no way to tell. But for right now, the new housing boom seems to be over. This is not a bad thing. If you are living in Dyer and you're thinking of relocating because of traffic and everything like that, one of the things that new construction does to a market for existing homes is that it drives the prices down on those homes. They could be the best homes. They could only be 10 years old. They could be, have additions on them, completely updated from the 50s. Doesn't matter. You can't compete with new construction. You can't compete with brand new. Even if the brand new house is gross and ugly and falling apart because it's a bad builder, doesn't matter. New always trumps old. So this is actually excellent news for Dyer sellers that have kind of seen their prices, their values go down a little bit. We're going to stop competing with this new construction, which means your values are going to bounce back up because guess what? You're the only game in town now. So I looked at some of the numbers to see where we are with active listings and pending listings. So ones that were listed, have a contract, but haven't closed yet. So as of right now in Dyer, and again, this is everything from a tiny condo to a giant mansion, we have 61 active units there. So there's 61 homes for sale in Dyer right now. 3 or 4 are new construction. All of the rest are existing homes. Of the pendings, we have 59 units currently under contract that are waiting to close. The average market, only about 35 days. So that days on market number is going down almost by half of what it was in July. Only 2 of those are new construction. The new construction, the recent closes in July, the pendings, the actives, really it's that Emerald Crossing subdivision, which is actually Hanover Township, so, on the very south end of Dyer. So, again, the market is stable. Nothing bad has happened, but for existing sellers, this is really good news for you guys because that means you're not competing with this new construction anymore. There's little bits here and there, like on Calumet where they just built a new high school. There's still some farmland over there and some things that may split up, but basically in Dyer, we're kind of out of room to a great extent. So I don't necessarily anticipate in the next few years we're going to see too many more big subdivisions. If you're a buyer looking in Dyer, that's good for you as well. You don't necessarily have to deal with the wait times in terms of new construction. You don't have to deal with all the different, where's this going to go? What lot am I going to pick? I'm not sure. It's going to take 6 months. All the things that go with new construction. You can walk into these houses, and there are houses that were built in the past 3 years for sale in Dyer right now that are priced. The market is stable. You can get into them. You can close in 30 to 45 days without all that uncertainty with new construction. That's really kind of the big news in Dyer. Like I said, things have been stable. We haven't seen a lot of big up and down or like big changes. The big news is just that new construction is kind of going away, and that is actually, I think, good news for pretty much everybody except for people who are building houses in Dyer. There's no room left, so they're going to go. We have a lot of construction in Cedar Lake. We have a lot of construction in St. John, parts of Crown Point. So, there's still, new inventory available. It's just not going to be in Dyer, and like I said, that's going to help our home prices for existing structures. So, if you are in Dyer, if you are thinking of moving to Dyer, you just want information, I'm totally happy to help. Give me a call, text me anytime, 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you can always email me, HS by Erica. So H is in Harry, S is in Sam, B-Y, Erica, ERICA @gmail.com. You can always comment down below. I check my stuff all the time. Send me a direct message. If you, like I said, even just questions about Dyer or anywhere else here. I work in 4 different counties, so I'm certainly happy to help you. So you guys have a good one, and I will see you at the beginning of September with August numbers. Thanks.